We're live from Princeton, New Jersey. So I have an idea for the program. So let's start asking live questions because that is, will supersede what I'm about to do. So guys, especially with the gi, this is a very, very common practice. So people with the gi, they take, once they get the grips or whichever it is, and now they hold with dear life, right? And once the guy has this, like his plan is to, I'm not quite sure what it is, maybe sweep, whatever it is, but they hold for dear life. And what is the guy on top going to be doing? Strip it. Okay? Now, those guys, especially with the gi, so, go. This hurts my hand. Should I? So, I can't tell you how many times I see, on social media, guys, oh, this and that. Yes, there will be pain from jiu-jitsu. That is for sure. That said is, guys, if your fingers look like the roots of a tree that washed up on the shore of some island, that's a problem. If you repeatedly, if you got to tape your fingers, I am not a fan of tape. I will tape my wrists periodically just to hold it together. But when you're holding too tight. What does that mean, too tight? I believe in disposable grips. So when I get the grip and PJ insists on, he stripped the grip, but he's on his butt. He stripped the grip. I didn't even grip. This is done. So, a lot of times, when you have those grips of steel, there's a pattern how the guy breaks it. Now, if you can repeatedly force the guy, and I use that word with reason because you're forcing somebody into a specific technique. If you can repeatedly and consistently force somebody with your grips into a technique, keep using it. But if they keep stripping it and your fingers hurt and you can't barely pick up a fork, maybe you should start to look for patterns of what he's giving you as he's attempting to strip the grips. So I believe in disposable grips, meaning, okay, when he's stripping that grip, what else is he giving me? And you start to look for those patterns and start to take advantage of their reactions. Wait, is this psychological learning? Have I gone down that rabbit hole? Guys, as you know, listen, it's like insanity. People like, jiu-jitsu is not black or white, it's gray. You cannot, there are ways to learn jiu-jitsu and you can use different methods on the same group of students during the same class. It should not be like, this is the way. Because then, the reality is, the way the jiu-jitsu has evolved, and I've been doing it for a long time, and I've tried different methods for myself just because I was not necessarily able to attend class 5-7 days a week. So there is place for it. I believe there's place for it, but I also believe sort of drilling is what perfects it, and having somebody explain to you this through experimentation and empirical evidence. I'm a big believer in empirical evidence. This is currently the best way to do things. Anyways, do we have any questions?
We have a lot of good mornings from Eli and MJ.
What's up, guys?
We had one question regarding how do you recover your guard off of a failed spider guard?
I don't play too much spider guard. Depends, what level failure. There are multiple failures, but So let me here. So which failure now? To be honest with you, if I'm here, I'm actually going to switch into split guard from here. This is a superior guard. Now, let's go to spider guard again. I'm going to take this. This is not a good spider guard just because, go. So this is, probably the worst variation of spider guard just because you kind of have your feet on the bicep. If the guy can strip it. But basically, the most important aspect of recovering guard, it's the same way. So let's do it again. Same thing. So, by the way, I would not play this. He strips. And now, go to my little friend. But you saw my movement. In both instances, it was the same way. Basically, what I'm doing is put my body into a position that it can shrimp large. Shrimp large. So as he's right now, go ahead, strip. If I try to shrimp, it's not going to help. So right now, even if I shrimp like big, yeah, I'm still being hunted. So the first thing I did, let's go back, the first two instances, again, I would not play this one. This is not I'm not, if I'm going to play spider guard, this is going to be the variation. Lasso on one side and sort of a foot on his bicep on the other side. But I'm not a fan of this. My fingers are already starting to hurt. I already want to switch. This is way superior. But let's go back to sort of, this is a pretty big failure where the guy just shoves it down, step. So first thing is move my body away. So he really, if I stay here and if I shrimp, he can still control my head, my shoulder. All right? So I first move my upper body away, and then I shrink large. So that's how we recover spider guard. Again, I'm not a big fan of it. And one thing, guys, I tend to play, we talked about this, I strongly encourage you to play both gi and no-gi variations because a lot of times, so when he's in my guard, and I may have a collar grip. So the collar grip is very useful pulling forward and breaking down his posture. But once I get to here, I'm going into the no-gi variation because this is actually way better posture control. And also from here, this doesn't help me anymore. This actually does. I can literally post on my forearm to keep driving his head to the mat and then wrestle up. I use this quite a bit. So the idea is not just sort of like use that, you got that piece of cloth and kind of hold on to it with like all your might, is look for ways to better break their posture and open them up. We're out of time. Guys, let me really recap real quick. So if you miss Costa Rica, and when you're at, like, come back, everybody, how was Costa Rica? It was amazing. You saw the pictures. Guys, if you miss Costa Rica, the next one is Puerto Rico. So you need to be quiet. When is Puerto Rico? April 9 to 14?
13, yeah.
9 to 13. After that, I'm going to be teaching at Kovars Promac International in Sacramento, which is mid-May. After that, June 13th to 15th, there's the Czech camp. That is sold out, but if you're my student, they have agreed to create another 5 spots. After that, I'm going to be July 26th to 27th in Tuttlingen, southern Germany, which nearest international airport is Zurich, at the Bushcamp Brothers. That is going to be a pretty big camp, I think 70, 80 people. And July 30th to August 3rd, guys, we're going to Florence, Tuscany. Yeah, that's gonna be good, guys. Some Florentine beef, and yeah. So I'll see you next week.